welcome to Young Turks, the show that brings you young Indian success stories. Right through the month on the show, we've been bringing you young, gutsy, committed, spirited businesswomen. Women who've broken the glass ceiling and have gone into areas that have traditionally been male-dominated. From published hospitality, our young women have done it all. Let's bring them to you on this special Young Turks episode. I'm Shireen Bhan, and joining me from Mumbai, Anita Balagopalan. Hi, Anita.
Hi Shireen, my guests for today are Riya Nasta and Anagha Ainapure, both who've done much to take their family businesses forward, but in very different ways. Find out more about them a little later on the show. For now, it's Shireen.
Our first story on Young Turks today is of two young women who joined the family business but have started a new chapter for it. They've taken the MBD group, which has largely been into publishing, into new areas like real estate and hospitality. They're young, they're driven, and they're taking a 3-decade-old family business to newer heights. Let's meet Monica and Sonika Malhotra. This started in 1970. Ashok Malhotra from the small town of Jalandhar started his book publishing house inspired by his father's bookshop, Malhotra Book Depot. He registered his company as MBD and grew to become one of the leading book publishers in India. But it was in 2003 when his daughters walked into the business to give it a new dimension. While Monica had been with MBD since the age of 16, Sonika completed her MBA and joined in 2003. That's when the Malhotras had struck a deal with the Radisson Group to start their first hotel in Noida. And that saw the start of MBD Radisson, the only 5-star hotel in Noida.
When you have seniors of such a profile and of just sensitivity, what they normally give you as a benefit is that, especially when you're joining a family-owned business, that typically when the first 6 months are there, when you're actually a trainee in the business, they tell you the tricks of the trade, which wherever you go in any other corporate organization, that never happens. And the best thing about my father is that, from the beginning, he has given us this much of confidence that that's the water. Now you learn and swim yourself. You will make your mistakes and you will have your own learnings from it. Come and discuss that with me, and that's the best way to learn.
In fact, I am doing the hospitality business only because of my daughters. Because I feel that they have a fire. They both are intelligent girls. And I feel that they will do much, much better than me.
All the macro decisions, all the brand, we do it together, all of us, my sister and me, we do it together. And the creative aspect of business, in publishing and hospitality both. Management on the macro level. Micro level, my sister looks at hospitality, and she looks after all the financial matters of whether it's retail business, whether it's hospitality. I look after the projects, the creativity in the projects, the interiors, and the branding.
The group is now looking beyond Noida and is gearing up to enter B&C towns like Jalandhar and Ludhiana. Also on the cards, metros like Bangalore. Their partnership with Regent International will see them getting into malls complete with cineplexes, each luxury brands and what have you.
Jalandhar and Ludhiana particularly because my father started off from there, and he always had a dream that I want to give back to the city because it's given so much to me. And that's why we're doing a fabulous project in Ludhiana, and of course a very premium one in Jalandhar as well. And Ludhiana is, it's again a mixed-use development. It's going to have a hotel, a Radisson MBD hotel, and retail and entertainment. And by God's grace, today we have the best tenant mix over there. We have all the international names that have entered into India, from Debenhams to Marks & Spencer, Guess, Next, and the works. And of course the Radisson Hotel, which we already have an existing relationship with.
But that's not all. The group is also looking at setting up MBD Alchemy, a web-based tutorial service to keep the family's long association with education alive.
We are launching a new product called MBD Alchemy. This is a web-based education. It's not e-learning, it's an institute in itself. We are launching in December. It is basically we are giving virtual classroom on the web.
Balancing their personal relationship with their professional relationship has meant finding their own areas of expertise. The duo believe their similarities and differences help them grow and evolve.
My sister is the creative brain of the company. The amount of passion she has in building new products and making them look very, very beautiful. I mean, I get awed by, the kind of works that she does.
Well, she's my positive energy. Whatever I do during the day, she is my positive energy.
Her strengths complement with my weaknesses. So I think it's a very good hand-in-glove relationship that we have.
I'm enjoying every bit of it with her.
Living life in the fast lane is the norm for the Malhotra sisters. Their drive to achieve more keeps them ahead of the rest. And with the new hotels, plans to set up schools and the MBD Alchemy ready to pick up, gearing up to take on the competition. Let's move on to our next success story. Damini Tandon is all of 30 and she's already started 2 business ventures. The first, Writers Anonymous, a group of young women who got together to write for tech corporations like IBM. Damini is now also getting into the headhunting business and has co-founded the Corner Office. She's a woman of many avatars. From hotel management to public relations to research and now a career in writing and headhunting. Let's catch up with Damini Tandon. She's the founding CEO of a group that prefers to stay anonymous. No surprises here. The group is of anonymous writers who do all your work but never get a byline. Writers Anonymous is a 3-year-old venture started by 30-year-old Damini Tandon, where freelancers from across India work from their homes to put together a written piece for publishing in corporate brochures, portals and technology magazines. The idea is simple. Since there is no office, keep the group small as it remains more accountable.
I think it's an alternate profession, and the whole concept really started off as a freelancer. And all the people who work for me are people who work out of home, who cannot or don't want to leave home for whatever reason. They want to work out of home. And so it's a great way to keep your, to build on your skills, to continue to do something that's productive and to do it at your own time, which is something that doesn't happen often in a regular job where you have to go in the morning. You do need to be there irrespective of what's happening at home, whether you've got little babies or you've got problems or you just want to be home. And so this just gives you an option to work out of home and continue to do your own thing.
Damini is not just a writer. In fact, she's had a career as diverse as it gets. She started with the Taj Group after her hotel management, quit that to public relations executive, followed by technology research at IBM and then Writers Anonymous. However, 3 months ago, she's embarked upon yet another journey.
I started a second company this May, which is called the Corner Office. It's an executive search firm, which is more cutthroat in a sense. You go into work, you have your budgets, you have your targets to meet, you're trying to grow the business. That is where we've gone out and looked at far larger number of clients. I'm doing this with a friend of mine, a long-term friend, who's now my partner at work. And we have 17 clients, we have 2 offices in 3 months.
Small group at Writers Anonymous and a larger one at the Corner Office. Yet this young Turk manages time for her small family with her husband and her dog Dopey. Although Damini wants to keep a small workforce at Writers Anonymous, she has much bigger plans for the Corner Office.
I think Writers is going to be, be the small company that it is. I think it will double in size over the next year, 2 years. And I will keep it at that size because I think I'm comfortable doing that. TCO is really going to grow. It is going to be, we've got really large plans. So that is a company that is going to grow. We are looking at, placing 100 people a year in senior management, which is really, really big. And that should happen in year 3. We're in year 1 right now. So you're looking at a fairly large firm, very focused. It's a name that people will recognize in about 2 or 3 years, but right now it's just a startup.
Well, that was the enterprising Damini Tandon for you. If you need a ghostwriter, you know who to call. We'll take a short break, but we've got a lot more women achievers coming up on this very special episode of Turks. Stay right there.
Welcome back to Young Turks. Now, with branded clothes and accessories becoming increasingly popular, can designer jewelry be far off? And cashing in onto that opportunity is Ria Nasta. With Ria's studio, she offers both one-off couture jewelry as well as specialized jewelry design and certification courses. Isha Dalal tells you more about this young woman entrepreneur. They say that diamonds are a girl's best friend, and that's especially true of Ria Nasta, daughter of the reputed Pockley family jewelers. As she grew up, she realized there was a dearth of academic jewelry courses in India. Combining the practical knowledge she got from observing her family workshop with the expertise she gained from the technical jewelry course at Decta in London, she started one-on-one jewelry design courses. Since then, Ria's studio has grown from tuition-style courses into an institute that turns out 20 to 25 students a month.
Always believed in adding more courses. You should not regard education as a standstill. You can't reach a stage and say, I've done it all, I've learned it all, I don't need to do anything. Then you will stagnate. You need to keep learning, and since I'm teaching, I need to keep learning. So I do courses all the while.
Along with this, Ria keeps in touch with her creative side by designing and selling couture jewelry under her brand name. Though she retails at Popley outlets, Ria maintains her exclusivity by never repeating a single design.
I see how the person is dressed up when the person is sitting in front of me. I get an idea from the jewelry they may be wearing at that time, the clothes they are wearing, their way of talking. Understand the occasion for what they want the jewelry. See what their budget is. Never skip, because it's a very important point. See what their requirement is. Yeah? Are they trying to match a particular dress? Is color coordination important? Is there a design concept in their mind that you have to incorporate within your design? So all this has to be put together. And there may be times when I have to give the customer options. Okay? Not necessarily that what I like the best may be best for them. So you definitely have to give choices, because bottom line is what? You want to please the customer. You can't overlook that. At the end of it, you want the customer to wear your piece, and that gives me immense satisfaction.
Ria's over-the-counter prices start at approximately 15,000 rupees, offering each one a unique customized design. Ria's jewelry is worn by the likes of Priyanka Chopra, Sonali Bendre, Mahima Chaudhary, Katrina Kaif and Aditi Govitrikar.
We are a generation which does not think twice about roadside shopping or boutique shopping. We blend both. Very traditional jewelry or jewelry with a lot of just diamonds and white gold may or may not go with my character or my clothes. But Ria is, I think she makes what is Aussie funk, if there is such a thing like that. But she's making colorful jewelry and juicy jewelry. So it's very different. It's keeping in mind the evolving tastes of younger women who are spending their own money. It's not a trousseau. We are earning ourselves and we are spending our own money. So we'd really like something that caters to our taste, and yet it's not all jewelry which is really expensive.
She's a very modern designer. She gives a real personal touch to a client. Whenever I have a requirement for a particular occasion, I approach Ria and I tell her that this is what I'm looking for. She would ask me, what is my requirement, what am I looking at, Indian, modern. and suddenly we start discussing, and she gives me a couple of sketches, then I approve of it, and by now we gel so well that I just need to tell her and she understands what my likes are.
Ria also started an in-house jewelry certification lab last year, offering internationally recognized certification for gemstones and jewelry for both her own businesses and trade. Ria is now awaiting corporate registration for Ria Studio to be able to sell jewelry independent of the Popley brand name.
Expansion has been at a steady growth rate, and I'm looking at another expansion now. I'm into customized jewelry. Besides doing it for Popley, I plan to do it separately under the Ria name also, so that I can have my own classes, convert it into a boutique, and can meet customers individually here, work with my clients, do a lot of personal designing, and that's the way I look at this year to come. So my season is now just around the corner.
Ria promises that as her studio takes the next big leap, it will stick to its USP of exclusivity and customization for each client. Ria Nasla has built off her family, but our next guest, Anagha Ainapure, has helped save her family business. She's proved to be more than just a life partner for her husband Amar. She's proved to be a capable business partner. She stepped in when the family travel business was sinking and helped it set sail again. Ekta Batra tells you her story.
I didn't have a baby shower. I didn't do a naming ceremony in the way I wanted to, because of course it was money first, and second thing was to give priorities. That was not the priority. We could do that later. Priority was my business. If business was in place, everything else would have been.
Anagha always knew that marriage comes with a husband, maybe kids, and a lot of compromise. But she had to adjust more than she expected. A couple of years into her marriage, and she realized that her husband's business was falling apart. That she decided it was time to step in.
I could see the company was sinking, and I thought that I could put in some efforts, and yes, the company would grow, because ideally I could see there was a lot of profits. We had good clients. There was a need. We could cater to them properly. The only thing which needed was a little bit of support to the company in terms of a good business development manager who could develop the company well, who could understand the needs of the client.
Connection started facing trouble in 2000 when its rent-a-car partner bought too many cars on loan. Soon it was left with high overheads, rising interest, and losses to the 60 lakh rupees. Anagha and Amar then shouldered the workload equally. While Amar concentrated on operations, Anagha took care of client servicing and networking. The company broke off ties with its rent-a-car partner, became stringent with expenses, and in 2 years, Connections now clocks a 6 crore rupee turnover.
Her contribution in terms of it's discipline, what we say, but yes, discipline in our field, with the kind of weird requirements we get from the customer, we have to go off the track. But here again, keeping it to our values of the company, and at the same time delivering to the customer, that's the key function, and the role which she played was, filling up the gap between the company and within our customers.
She has played a major role in installing the processes. If I would describe it in one word, I would say she has corporatized the whole effort. It used to be more of a what we call in our management books a ma and pa shop. That has now been changed to a very, very professional kind of organization.
And she led the way with 16-hour work days and not taking a single day off in 1.5 years.
I had a set of rules which had to be laid in office. My office colleagues, it was very difficult for them to adjust with my kind of rules, and it has to be exactly this timing, 10:05, my office has to be on. For anyone else here in the office, it was that 10:15, fair enough, a very different attitude of working. For me, it wasn't. I had a set of uniforms for them. I had a set of timings for them. After that, it has to be late. You have to compensate for that.
Anaga, who's looking at expansion, is currently in search of an investor. She recently launched Marg.com, a website focusing on travel. The next step will be offices in Delhi, Bangalore and Pune. But Anaga says she will tread slowly, careful not to repeat history.
Here we are looking at expansion in a very large manner, but at the same time I have to look into that I don't start again increasing onto my overheads.
Though turning around connections is her biggest achievement, Anaga is proud that she was nominated for a Perseverance Award at the Young Entrepreneurs Summit held in Brazil this year.
That's a wrap on this edition of Young Turks. As always, write to us, youngturks@tv18online.com. That's our email address. Send us your feedback. Do tell us what you thought of our Entrepreneur Special. But also remember, the Young Turks journey will continue. So if you've got any Young Turk in mind, then send us their profiles and we'll see what we can do about them. Catch us again, same time, same place next week. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye and thanks.